Good morning. Welcome to Devotions in the Proverbs. I'm Corby Johnson. I'm the pastor in the United Methodist Church in Safford, Arizona. Beautiful Gila Valley here in Mount Graham. It is a good day to be alive. Today we're going to look at Proverbs 18, verses 13 through 16, and today is Monday, June 7th. Now, if you've been with me before, you know that I turn to different versions of Scripture to read the Proverbs, and I find that there's a richness in that. If I read 3 or 4 different versions, it really gives me a well-rounded idea of what the author was trying to say. So today I'm going to read this in the New Living Translation. It speaks mostly like we speak. And today is about spouting off. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. The human spirit can endure a sick body, but who can bear a crushed spirit? Intelligent people are always ready to learn. Their ears are open for knowledge. Giving a gift can open doors. It gives access to important people. Now, the next part of our time together, I have 4 sections. I have an imagine section, an activity, an action, and then a focus verse that you can look at for the day. The first part is the imagination. And I'd like you to imagine being in a discussion with another person who keeps talking over you and will not listen. It's obvious that the person is not hearing a thing that you say. Their mind is made up, and there is nothing you can do to help them see another avenue or another way. Just imagine. Did your blood pressure just rise? Just hearing that? Our activity together is based on verse 13. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. You know, you may have spouted off before listening to the facts at some point in time. I think we all do. But to think of that as being shameful and foolish really gives us something to think about. So I'd like you to, in this day, do some healthy listening practices. I remember in school, maybe you do too, we played telephone. You know, everyone stands in a line, one right after another, and the leader says something, whispers something in the first person's ear, and then that person turns around and whispers at the next person, and it goes and goes and goes. And then finally, the last person is supposed to, in a loud voice, say what they heard. You remember that? And you know, I remember every time it was so funny. We all just giggled and giggled because it really wasn't anything like any of us thought we had said. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. Spouting off. Listening to the facts, and not just listening, but understanding. Like in telephone, if we were to play that and we wanted the message to get passed on properly, we might be able to start with the one sentence, and then the next person says the sentence, and then says it back to the first person. Any corrections, it goes to the next person, and so forth. I don't know, we might get closer, or we might get way further apart by including even more people. We people are definitely fallible. And, you know, we don't always listen the way we should. And some of us don't always hear the way we should. So as an action, I'd like you to look at your listening skills. Listening skills are of the utmost importance, no matter how young or old you are. In general conversation, it's a good idea to relate periodically, to tell the person in your own words how you're understanding what he or she says. Have some fun, though. Play telephone in your own family. I hope you have fun with this one. I certainly did. And my focus verse and your focus verse is spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. Can you say it with me? Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. One more time. Spouting off before listening to the facts is both shameful and foolish. That's a lot to do for the day, but I'm confident you can do it. Have a little fun. Share this with a friend, a neighbor, or your spouse. God's blessings, and I'll see you tomorrow.